doing it on TV, are we?
What's that?
We're not on the TV thing, are we?
I think we are. Streaming.
I didn't think we did that.
I thought we were gonna stream every meeting we said.
I didn't say
Return.
Okay.
Turn it off.
Good morning, everybody. Nope, let it play.
Morning.
Do we or do we not? Miss Barrow is asking, want us to stream this today or not? We need to vote on that right now if we're going to or not going to.
I mean, I don't see why it needs to be.
You don't think we should?
Can-
Okay, make a motion.
Can we have discussion before the motion?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the best way to show that everything's above board is to put it out there. And I think that most people that ultimately are going to be the glass is half empty people, they're recognized. And when you look at those people who have those websites, the viewership is tiny, still tiny. So what that means is that they're not getting any traction. And you know, most recently, Mayor, from having a very productive conversation with one previous communication artist out there, that clarity, I think, and sometimes openness is the best way to promote, and foster other people to wish to participate. And also, I think it's the best way to go ahead and vindicate if we're doing everything right. And I think we are doing everything right. And I think everybody here is doing everything right. Just my thought, but I recognize that if you stream something, people will twist your words. But I think people are smarter than that. And I think we have to give them credit for being smarter than that, to look through the deceitful words that some people put out there. It's just my feeling.
Mr. Chappell, you got anything you'd like to add? No. Nothing? Well, I kind of feel like Mr. Rega, because those nefarious individuals that say the negative things on their pathetic social media platform they have no life. There is nobody that works for the city of Parker that works harder than all of our employees in the council. They try the very best, and threatening to have me incarcerated on the prosecutor's office doesn't scare me. So if you feel like you need to do that every week, you go ahead and threaten me. I don't care. It doesn't affect me in one way or the other. But it does affect the staff, and it makes them disappointed in some. But overall, the people of Parker that like to sit at home, like to watch it on TV because they don't want to come down here. I would rather they came down here and sat and talked and interacted with us. And I'm with Miss Barrow. I gotta tell you, I don't know that that turning it off would turn off the rhetoric, and I think those individuals are going to do and say what they want to say and do anyway. And it's like Mr. Rega says, it's only about 10 people in all of Parker that have negative things to say about the city council. I have open door policy. If you have a question, all you gotta do is pick up the phone and call me. And so that's my input for it.
And I just want to add something. You triggered something else too. The demographics in Parker is not all that different from the demographics throughout Florida. We have a lot of elderly people that would love to be here, but they're mobile, from an ambulatory standpoint, they can't get here. And in fact, when this discussion happened several months ago, during a walk with our dog, they had said, hey, that's the only way I can get see the meetings, and we're interested. We're going to live here the rest of our lives. We want to see what's going on in our city hall. So I would just urge us to recognize that there's a greater good out there, and that is to serve the people who are ultimately incapable of being here and wish to go ahead and hear what we have to say. And with an objective, unbiased, means.
Also, I should make you aware that the attack on today's agenda started at 6 o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock this morning. So, it's a good budget. It's well written. It's been well prepared, and it's been gone over and gone over and gone over. Everything the department heads have asked for is in there. We have a plan for changes that could happen in November. And, but anyway, do we have a motion on the floor?
The only reason why I brought that up is because we don't usually do it. It's the only reason why I said that, so I don't care. I don't care what they see.
Okay.
Well, I have a motion that we let it roll and that we go ahead and
It's
and
okay.
allow this to be filmed and seen by the public.
Let them pick you to death. They're in their stupid crap. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know that we need a motion, Mr. Rega, because
Okay.
it's off the table.
Very good.
All right, so we're gonna proceed on, because this is a workshop, not a regular meeting. We won't pledge allegiance or anything like that. Today's meeting is not binding. It is a workshop for us to look at and ask questions of the department heads. The budget is in an itemized sheet in front of you, and a,
Call roll.
yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't have my prompt. Would you call the roll?
Okay. Ms. Barrow,
Here.
Ms. Botiford,
Here.
Mr. Chappell, Mr. Rega,
Yes.
Mayor Kelly.
Yes. Thank you, council, for coming today, and department heads, and especially my accounting ladies in the office who work very hard every day of the year to make sure all the books are right and everything's taken care of the way it should be taken care of. So with that, I open the floor to you. Suzanne, I guess you're the one. She's gonna speak from her desk and not from the podium, council, because should you ask a question, she can reference her information that she has in front of her and not have it all over the podium up there, so.
That's fine. She's more comfortable over there.
If you need me to come, I will. I have prepared, before we get started in going through in-depth line by line of the budget, I have prepared, a highlight and overview for each of you. I, handed that out. I just wanna quickly go over some of the, items that were used to prepare the budget. So number one is our, ad valorem taxes. Our tax base in prior year was 316 million. Our tax base in the current year is 337 million. That's an increase of 24 million. The budget has been prepared with a proposed millage rate of 3. Our rollback rate is 2.9669. That's a 1.12% increase. So we will have to advertise as a tax increase. The utility rates, the county is implementing their rate increases on January the 1st, 2027. Parker this budget has been prepared as Parker implementing their 3% increase on October 1st, 2026. And then it will be a phase on January 1st, 2027, we will implement the county increases. So Parker's increase would be 3%, the county water increase is 2.7% for a total of 5.7. Sewer rate, Parker's 3%, the county is 4% for a total of 7%. Fully implemented on January 1st, 2027. From a human resources staffing perspective, the budget has been prepared using the same 37 full-time equivalents as we've had in the past 2 years. The pay increase, we've budgeted for $1 per hour per employee across the board, effective October 1st. Our health insurance benefits, the initial proposal that we got back for the current health plan was an increase of 18%. So we decided to change our plan slightly to go with a lower cost. It increases the deductible from $500 to $1,000, but we are still covering 100% of employee-only coverage, and that is a cost of $11,906 per employee per year. It comes out to just under $1,000 a month per employee. The Florida retirement system, these rates are set by the state each year on July 1st, so these rates have already been implemented as of July 1st, and they will continue through June 30th of next year. The regular class decreased from 14.03 down to 13.59, and the state increased the special risk or first responders up from 35.19% to 37.74%. On the second page, I've summarized our capital outlay and improvements request in this budget. It's by department. project or the description. For streets, we are asking for $1,550,000 for street paving. We will be using the half-cent infrastructure funds. Part of those funds will be current year receipts that we receive in 26, 27, and part of those funds will come from what we already have received in prior years. Our sewer department is asking for $225,000. 100,000 of that is for manhole linings to improve the infiltration. 100,000 is for sewer infrastructure repairs, and 25,000 is for operational machinery. Our parks and recreation, our capital request is 105,000. That includes 50,000 for a floating dock and a concrete boat ramp at Donaldson Point, and $30,000 for sidewalk repairs, as well as $25,000 for an operational mower. Our police department has requested 1 new police car at $70,000. Our water department has requested a utility pickup truck that's capable of pulling our trailers at $60,000. And the administration is requesting an upgrade of our current software that operates the city with total implementation cost of $40,000. Our liabilities, these are our loans outstanding, and I just have to say this is very impressive. When I hear about other cities, I've got a status of the loans here. You can see that the very first one is the fire truck that was purchased in 2021. We paid that balance in full in June, so that loan balance is zero. Our handheld radios, we will pay our final balance of that in November of 26. We have our trash truck. We pay annual payments of that. We have 2 left, one in 27 and one in 28. The balance is $76,000. Our SRF water rehab, we have a principal balance of $290,000 as of July 31st. We pay semi-annual payments on that of $11,083. We have another SRF loan that our principal balance is $46,223, and we pay semi-annual payments of that of $4,555. Our new SRF loan, we will have to start repaying that on in August of 2027, and that's a semi-annual payment of $126,650. These payments are all included in our proposed budget. Okay. Are you ready to get started?
Can we ask a couple of questions about your summary first? Mayor, are you okay with that?
Absolutely.
First of all, excellent summary, thank you. I just need a little granularity for understanding. So if we took a look at the money we have in the bank and all the assets that we have, the actual monetary features that we can liquidate immediately, compared to all of the debt that we see right here, we're very positive, aren't we? We're probably the only one in the surrounding cities that are positive.
I haven't looked at everyone's financial statements, but our debt
A little later today, if you get a little time, I want to show that, because tomorrow I think we want to talk a little bit about that, because we have been exceptionally well financially run, especially in comparison to other cities around us. And I just needed this granularity. So really what I'm looking at here is about, without the that last one where we begin that payment, we're really just looking at about $600,000 in total debt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we exceed that in many millions of dollars in our rainy day fund,
Yes.
and other cities don't have that benefit.
Correct.
Excellent, very good, thank you for that.
Are there any additional questions?
Yeah, I got a question too. Really to the supervisor heads. When you interview a person for a job, do you go and mention that the city pays almost $12,000 per person for insurance? What? Do you mention that in your talk with them or so?
Yes, sir.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent point though, because people don't, if you either don't have insurance you know, that is a huge benefit
It
to
is.
drawing people to our city, because health insurance is
It
ridiculously
also
pricey.
depends on the generation that you're interviewing too.
Yes, sir.
Some of them don't care, and some of them, that's the first thing they ask, so.
Yeah, I was just curious, that, oh my God, being military, I don't have to pay insurance or much, but, that seems like an awful lot of money per individual. And we got, what, 38,
37.
37?
And I would imagine there's only a handful of insurance organizations that would accept a municipality, or are there a lot that are out there?
I think we only have two.
Oh, only two, Tony?
I think it's
Two,
Blue
because
Cross and then
United Healthcare? Okay, Blue Cross Blue Shield?
I think we combined with the network. In
Okay.
the past, United didn't have the network that Blue Cross had.
And that's limited because there are state guidelines that say who those insurance companies have to be? Is that why there's just a limited number?
That I don't know.
It's the ones that insure the area.
Oh, okay, so they operate within oh, that's right, I remember reading some, okay. So they have sectors that they can do business in, I remember that, okay, very good. And I imagine we do cost comparisons between, who do we use, Blue Cross or United Healthcare?
Blue Cross.
Okay,
And we have Alera is our insurance company that goes out for bid and provides the proposals. They come back with their recommendations. So this year we have the proposal that they sent us with our renewal rates. I have it somewhere in my folder.
and while you're looking for that, so, often, are cities not capable of, do insurance rates go down if you have 500 people you're gonna insure versus 37?
I don't know how a city works.
Okay.
Normally with
It is set on the
small
population of the
business, there
package.
are a little
And,
bit
you know, like if, let's say we only had half as many with insurance, it could go up. It's based on a mathematical formula that they use when they bid it.
Yeah.
So
How much, yeah.
I thought it was 32, but it's 37, I discovered. But not all those positions are currently filled, we're just budgeting for them, right? Yeah,
We've added no new positions.
Right,
They're-
right.
They're all positions that we have currently.
yeah.
And
So this is what they provided with our renewal, so it has where we were, our current plans, what we did if we renewed, and then they gave us another option. And so had we renewed with our plan that is currently in place, it would have gone up to $1,106 per employee.
So by going with 9% rather than 18%, the savings is what it is, you know?
about $38,000,
Yeah.
yeah, savings was 38,000.
What did this insurance, what changed for the employee?
So the, current deductible, the individual is $500, it's going up to $1,000. The, family deductible was $1,500 and it's going to $3,000. The out-of-pocket maximum was $2,800, for an individual, it's now gonna be $6,000. A family was $8,400 and it's gonna be $12,000. Copays have gone up a little bit, but it's still covering 80% co-insurance. So
Yeah.
we'll still be responsible for 20%. I have the detail if you'd like that.
That's why I don't like insurance.
Having just been through that ourselves, those are not bad numbers. You know, deductibles of 1,000, that's
Deductible of
not bad.
1,000,
And you still get United, Blue Cross Blue Shield's negotiated rate everywhere, no matter where you go, so labs or what have you.
We're ready to get started? You have questions? Good.
And the other question is, as far as the water and the sewer rates go, is that being adjusted because the county is charging us more, or are we just, increasing our?
What
The
it
county
said,
is
Bay
increasing
County.
theirs on January 1st, 2027, and that's what this rate is right here. So you have water rate, this is the county's on 2.27, or 2.7, and the sewer rate, they're increasing it 4%, all effective January 1st.
They increase it every year.
So we would implement
The
our
county does.
increase October 1st, their increase January 1st.
So we're absorbing this cost.
We're not absorbing it, this is our.
It's being
increase.
passed along, Mr. Chappell.
This is the total that we're going to
They're
increase.
adding that with what the city these
It's
increases.
just going to be in 2
7 point-
phases, so that
0%,
everyone's not here at one time.
5.7%.
Okay. So on our first page, we have our general government. These are our taxes that come from, the state of Florida and FPL, and some of our franchise fees that we collect from, utility companies that operate in our area.
Suzanne, I wanna make sure I'm looking at the same thing. So we're looking at the draft 26-27, the first one where it says GL number?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Department 310?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So overall, this would be a 2% increase, in revenue. On our ad valorem taxes, we are estimating $961,814. This is a 6% increase over prior year.
Can I go one line ahead of you? Are you okay with me asking questions along the way? Cause Mayor, you okay with that? Just questions along the way? Okay.
It's workshop.
So, you know, we've got Clearwave coming in and that communication tax, and it's estimated that more people will actually benefit from that. And I'd rather be conservative, so maybe that's why you used a conservative number. You know, better to undershoot it, especially when it's on the the budget side of it. But that number is likely gonna go up, right? That 26-27 from the 116.1, because more people will pay into that 5.25% to the city, right? That communication tax.
So this also is a number that comes from the state of Florida. So the state provides each year their projections. They are normally out in June, July. The state is behind on providing those projections this year. Effective this morning, they are still not available. It has a little, thing of it expected August 2026, and they're not here yet. So I'm continuously watching for those projections to be dropped, and then I would update anything. But to your point, to be conservative, I never wanna budget more income than what
No,
we feel
much
comfortable
better.
doing.
Yeah. I'm really pointing out that it's likely gonna be better,
Yes.
so we'll likely have more income, because it's projected that as much as 40% of Parker currently right now does not have any form of internet. They either use their phone and, you know, they're coming off a cellular. These guys are pretty inexpensive, so more people will go to them, and will pay that communication tax, and we benefit to that at the rate of about 5.25% per person, per household. So that number could climb.
Yes. And that, if we see that we are, getting more than that, that could also be something that we did in a mid-year budget adjustment if necessary. On our license and permits, we expect an 8% increase. That's largely due to the work that, Tony and Taylor, their crew have done with sorting through the business taxes and making sure that everyone is billed, correctly. So you'll see a little bit of an increase in the, business license. On our intergovernmental,
Can I ask a question about the garbage permit fees? Shouldn't those go up in correspondence with the new developments that come to town? New houses, new restaurants, new?
those are, so the garbage franchise fees are paid from, the companies that operate within the city.
Mhm.
The tipping fees that you'll see on our next page, that is what's charged on your monthly bill for Parker. So that does increase as we get more people getting, utilities into the
Well,
city.
it would too, the garbage people too, because they would be having more customers, which would bring in more, franchise fees.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, for example, and I'm not exactly sure of how it's broken down when a new hotel like the Marriott comes to town and they've got 15 new areas, but I would imagine that they're gonna have a lot of garbage and they're gonna probably pay a whole lot more, to Ms. Barrow's point. And again, I'd much rather you be conservative, because it's worse if you overestimate what an income is gonna be. And I think this is positive for us, because I think that could go up with the new development, and the new businesses, the new dwellings that are coming to town, whether it's a hotel or a single-family home. So that, we think that might be a conservative number though, right? So that, and again, this is on the income side, so that could go up.
So let me chime in on that note. Like the hotel, that's gonna be one dumpster twice a week. The East Bay hundred and 270 units is one compactor.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not gonna get like the cans with all the fees off every unit. It's just gonna be one service that you're gonna have the fee on.
Yeah, only reason I mentioned it though, Tony, is because it remained flat from last year. And in planning, you know, we oversaw a number of new developments, and at some point, those are gonna go live. And it just didn't reflect in the number. So the good news is that it's a conservative number, so it's likely gonna go up. And to your point about, you know, any of the other businesses that are currently shut down that are not opening, that's gonna impact that number too, in a positive way. Sorry for the
No,
interruption.
you're good, you're good.
Tony, I think, we talked about possibility of doing our own garbage. Did you ever look into that, to see if, what the cost effective would be on that?
We have, it's just substantial trying to, just to start. Buying the trucks and the cans and everything is a substantial investment.
The maintenance and the disposal is, we're better off doing it, everybody handle their own garbage.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody telling who I'm gonna be buying, doing garbage with.
Better to have, you're right, better to have a market opportunity to
Let them do it,
select.
not us doing it, 'cause you gotta hire people, you gotta buy the vehicle, you
Yeah.
got to
It costs more than it's
maintain
worth.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
I know it'd be a big cost, I just didn't know if the city wanted to do something like that.
I don't.
well, we don't have that big a problem with people not dumping their garbage. You got your normal people that rent and then they move out and leave their trash there, but that's
It's not as
basically
bad as
normal
it,
people
yeah,
just
it's not as
take
bad
it
as it
from
had
there.
been.
For our sales tax, you'll see this is one, rate that, starts effective July first, and our, sales tax and our motor fuel tax actually did decrease slightly from the state. So in this overall category, we do have a 1%, reduction. Again, our half-cent sales tax and our local infrastructure tax, the projections are not currently yet available, so I have used prior year. Historically, those have not gone down, but with sales tax going down, it makes me wonder if it's an effect of the economy and people not spending as much, and maybe the state is, projecting a decrease in sales tax revenue. That's clearly my assumption, not not anyone else's looking at. Our charges for services, this is where your garbage tipping fees come in. We collect currently approximately $33,600 per month. And so that is what our tipping fees are based on for 26, 27. It's a 4% increase. Our judgments and fines,
And that, I mean, if you just do the math, it looks like that equates to about, what, 44 new dwellings roughly? You know, if you just do the math on it, right? The 396 to 404. And is that a conservative number as well?
I took actual what we have been billing for the past 6 months and took an average of that. So it would be what we are currently billing. So if they've come on board within the past 6 months, they've been captured in this number.
I see. Very good.
Our fines and forfeitures, these are our, local ordinance violations, our code violations. These are, the local ordinance violations are the settlements that come from code. They are a little bit hard to predict just because we do not know if a, parcel is going to sell. So we have been very fortunate to be able to collect some this year, and just what we've got in the pipeline, we used another, conservative number of $20,000.
Did we hit the 38 last year?
We have hit it this year, yes.
We did, okay,
I
outstanding.
think we have exceeded it. Significantly exceeded it, yes.
Good.
Okay, and then on, our just kind of other miscellaneous, we have an increase of 37%, and that is mainly due to our sale of our surplus material of 20,000.
What's being sold?
We had a large sale last year, Tony. Are we gonna have more this year? 'Cause I'm used to that. Now that I'm thinking about it, should we have ordered that? Because I based it on last year.
We don't have that much to sell.
talking about cars, lawnmowers,
Public Works equipment.
anything like that.
Okay, So, but 20,000 is about right?
I think it's high.
We might need to
Okay.
look at that.
Okay, it's such a tiny, you know.
I'm gonna start on to look at that. Okay, and then from our next line is proceeds from reserves. So this is 987,000. This is the portion of the infrastructure, half-cent infrastructure tax that we would use to fund the $1.5 million of paving. This is what we have already collected in those funds. I updated the spreadsheet this morning, and we have 3,055,000 of unspent, infrastructure funds. So we definitely have funds available that we are going to start using. So overall, in our general government revenue, it would be a 3% increase. Moving on to our general government appropriations and expenditures, 519 is actual general government. Overall, they are requesting a 1% increase. Our police department,
Can we go, hold on to that for a second? Other contractual services, what are some of those things? On your, you know,
that is Flux Labs, that's, accounting services.
The attorney.
That is, the Cintas, anything basically that there is a contract with.
okay, so.
Anything's not in a department,
I see.
basically, yeah.
I got you. Thank you.
Our police department is a 3% increase, and if you look at that, is coming into, the salaries and benefits, that's mainly where that increase is coming from.
Can I bounce one line ahead real fast? So, pretty significant increase in the software, hardware.
Yes.
What's
That
changing
is-
there?
That is a, request for an upgrade in our current BSNA software. So currently, we have a, server-based software with BSNA. We are requesting to move to a cloud-based software with the same company, BSNA. The cloud-based would eliminate the need for our servers. It would allow access anywhere. We would if there was a disaster, we would be able to continue operations without needing to be hooked to the server.
You could pick up a laptop and walk away. If you have power, you can run the city from wherever.
Outstanding.
So this
Also, I think it's fair to say, Suzanne, that we are planning on moving to email type billing and no more paper bills unless you want to have that specific to you.
Yeah.
So that would enable them to move from here and then bill electronically.
Outstanding.
So you'd still get your water, even if this building, it wouldn't matter if this building was gone, because it would all be in the cloud.
Very good.
another key point too, the BSNA software has told us that they are no longer putting any, resources into
Right.
updating the desktop server-based software. So eventually we will have to move off of it anyway.
Okay.
They now are responsible for all cybersecurity, obviously like email and infiltration, stuff like that. We would, still have to train our staff on, but all cybersecurity, anything like that is now going to be part of BSNA's responsibility.
So moving to that cloud-based system, would that lower our costs associated with maintenance of desktops and other computers that are gonna be eliminated now?
It will eliminate the server need.
The
So
server need,
the costs
okay.
that are going to be with the server will be eliminated, but we still have subscription-based with like Microsoft
Okay.
Office 365,
Okay.
malware protections, things like that, that would still have to be funded.
Truly, Mr. Rager, we're being forced to do this, but, you know, because they're gonna do away with what we currently use.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be supported anymore, and so the decision we thought would be best would be go ahead and go with the cloud-based. We swallow the pill now,
Yeah.
spend the money now, and we're in, we're
Right.
done. Suzanne has spoke with the people at BSNA, and we know a lot more than we did, say, 6 months ago about where this is potentially going. And I think this is probably gonna be the move that everybody goes to in the future.
Yeah, very good.
Most systems are cloud-based at this point, so this is really just kind of moving Parker into the current technology world. It also creates a lot of efficiencies within, our operations. Currently, if I were to log in probably today, I have to wait on an update to be done, it has to download the update. Flux, our current system, has, they have to approve the updates. They are very quick in approving that, so I just requested, normally it's a click of a button, it's going, but we have to manually update the software when they send the updates to us. This will be seamless transitions.
Thanks.
Currently, the police department and the fire department are not connected to our server.
Mhm.
So once they provide their invoices to accounting, they are approved. They are unable to log into BSNA.
Hmm.
And so we want them to be able to have access, to be able to view their reports, to be able to final approve their, invoices, and this will allow for all of
So
that.
more functionality, cloud-based,
Streamlined.
probably more secure.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate that 32K plus to be an ongoing thing after 2027?
So there's an implementation cost, and then there is a annual renewal. We pay an annual renewal right now. And so I would like to talk with BSNA and see if there's a way that we can confirm that they will lock in our renewal rate for a
Yeah.
period of time. I feel like there could potentially be some, negotiation that we could do on the implementation side that I would like to try, but I'm budgeting for the full amount in case that doesn't happen. And also the way that our subscription currently works, it runs from May to May. So while the cash would have to go out, the expense is actually prorated monthly. So we're not gonna take this huge hit all in the fiscal year. They're also going to give us back a credit for the unused portion of our current subscription. So I'm estimating if everything went through, this budget was approved, hopefully we would implement November, December
Yeah.
timeframe, and so we would get about a 6-month credit back for what we've already paid.
Nice. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
What is the rental and leases on all of this? $2,400, what do they mean?
Are you talking, which one are
The
you?
police department.
The police department. What's in this?
Copy machines?
Mhm. Is that right? Again, they were asking for the one police car, and at the time, it was gonna be, whichever police car was in the worst shape, they were going to.
Do we actually need that police department? Is my question.
My understanding is that this would be the last car if they get it for the next 5 years. They won't need another vehicle unless they total one.
Didn't we just get one?
Well, we bought several, but
They told me that they needed one last car to get everybody's vehicles up to speed in the new style. They told me that they've got one over there that doesn't have a horrendous amount of miles, but it's a hybrid, and it is constantly in the repair shop. We looked at the possibility of finding out what the trade value is on that vehicle, and I still may do that. I haven't spoke to Anders or anybody about it, but I think that if the car spends more time in the repair shop than on the road, probably ought to get rid of
yeah,
it.
but would we have to replace that one too?
Eventually we would, yeah, depending on how this goes. But it was budgeted for one car, that brings them up to speed. And it maybe in the future, we might have to next year, if we replace that car. We may have to buy another one, but as it stands right now, I'm told that this should be good for 5 years.
And that's gonna take care of all, do we have something we're taking, the light bars and things off of, or is this all new light bars?
No, 70s for everything new. I think, Miss Barrow, the only thing that they would take out of another car would be the radio. And everything would come new from, see, I'm told that these cars, they look alike on the outside, but the inside is different. So the cages and all of the things that they need for police cars are not the same, and it's the same name of the car, but every 2 or 3 years the contents of the car have to be changed. So that's why we went with that.
Okay, well, I guess the thing would be to whether it would get a better trade-in value or auctioned off.
So, see, it may be, the police chief's position doesn't require pursuit. We may move the cars around. I haven't really thought about that yet. When we've hired the new police chief, I was gonna have that conversation with him because there may be something there that he could drive that's not as new, because he's just gonna travel from his house to here and from here back to his home and not run radar or anything like that. They don't transport prisoners in the chief's car. So, that's something else to consider.
Any other questions on
But that electric car that breaks all the time.
I agree with you.
I mean, we were sold a bill of goods, basically. They're not reliable. They are not reliable, and let's face it, if you call for the police, you need them to be able to get there, not the vehicle die on the way, you know?
Definitely not a 2025 Ram Cummins either.
Right. And those are bad too?
Mine's been in the shop the whole time we've owned it. Brand new.
Yeah, well, that's a good sign. I look at other cities, I mean, they had those Dodge Chargers, and I see now they don't have so many of them anymore. They're all disappearing.
I don't know what it is, but apparently 2025 they did a new generation of the motor, the Cummins, and
It didn't do so good.
it's first gen, and it's been sitting in the shop longer than we've driven it.
Okay.
Moving on to the fire department, you will see that the principal and interest is gone, that's due to the paid off, fire truck from 2021. That is an 11% increase in their budget overall, from prior year, excluding last year's purchase of the, fire truck. So that skewed their budget last year a lot, so I went ahead and just excluded that and calculated the percentage increase without having that new fire truck.
Suzanne, that 234, 253, the salaries,
Yes, sir.
how many people does that represent?
4.
That's 4? Okay, thank you. And did you want to go through that, and then what I'll do is I'll ask my questions on it.
Oh, you're good. I just wanted to make sure I had that. Okay, go ahead.
So we've got, line items, salaries, overtime, FICA, taxes, health insurance, but then there's a line there, volunteer fire department. What is that?
It is the fuel reimbursement for the response to calls to the volunteers and for the compensation, $1.07 an hour for the duty officer to hold call.
So
That's
fuel in
how
addition.
often is that paid? How often?
Quarterly.
Quarterly, yeah. There's an outpatient quarterly.
It's divided by 4. It's paid October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September.
And then I saw utilities going down with the new, what is that utilities for the fire department itself?
Yes, sir.
And with the expanded building, they're going down still?
That's a great point.
We didn't put any electricity in the new building.
Oh, new, is that right? So they're not gonna get air conditioning?
No lights, nothing, just a candle and a fan.
Well, we're going back to the 1920s.
So we might need to look at your.
Your utility number went down from last year. So you didn't spend the 9,000 this year?
It's because the amount budgeted wasn't enough. It was more than they needed, so it's been adjusted to fit that box.
Oh, good. Well, that's a very positive thing.
Me walking around saying turn off the lights probably is what caused that.
Now, and the repairs and maintenance, third line up from the bottom, 1,000% increase, so that's because of the new building? 700 to 7,000.
What line?
It's third line up from the bottom, page 5. Aren't your repairs and maintenance, buildings and grounds? Goes from 700 to 7,000.
Yeah, that's odd.
I made the assumption that either somebody fat fingered.
It's a typo, it's a
zero.
typo.
Okay, so it's,
It's
Well, I-
7, it didn't go up, did it, chief?
No, that's a typo, there's an extra.
okay, well, we just saved ourselves $6,300. Yay,
No, we're gonna spend it somewhere else on electricity.
okay.
On separate
Or maybe on volunteer fire department.
No.
So that is a typo, chief?
That is one of our faults, probably
I'm
mine.
looking, I was looking for what was given to me, I don't think I have it with me, so we can change it.
It's 100% a typo.
So essentially, then it's gonna remain, the repairs and maintenance is gonna remain the same, even though we've got a significantly
See, thinking
addition
about
on the
that,
building?
No, hang on.
that's not true, because that truck's gonna require,
Uh,
the hose and ladder testing.
building and grounds may have been that when we put in the 6,500 for the generator,
For the what?
for that generator. That may have been where that number came from, but I don't think it would have been on the buildings and grounds
It should have been
Under machinery,
in
machinery.
Yeah.
So,
and machinery.
I don't think that we even put that generator panel in there yet, so no, it's a typo, it's an extra zero.
okay. But can we expect then that the machinery and equipment will go up, cause that's flat from last year?
We don't know for sure yet.
Okay,
If anything, I don't know that the new trucks will go up, other than for normal maintenance and stuff, but
Correct.
I think if there's gonna be any R and M on equipment, it's on machinery, it'll be on engine 8, cause she's getting old. And when that starts to cost money, then we'll just get rid of it, you know?
yeah. Don't
Let's
need it
just-
anymore?
We still have engine 8 and it's rigged out for heavy rescue now, so all the extrication equipment's on that truck. But, it reduces the hard and the load on engine 9, which is the primary structural firefighting equipment.
Yeah.
And as this SRF starts to kick in and the water supply starts to generate new growth on the parkway, we'll need both of those vehicles, as the new growth starts on the parkway for new buildings. So, I think that for right now, it's okay, but engine 8, it gets to the point where it doesn't pass them. So when it will eventually, cause it's 22 years old, get to the point where it's not worth repairing anymore.
I got you.
And it'll become tree company
The
truck.
cost effect is for us to keep it rather than to sell it.
Cheaper to keep it right now.
Saves us miles and wear on engine 9, which
Yeah.
is our, like you were saying, our primary truck.
Yeah,
So keep it to run accidents until it's just done.
yeah.
And it fits in the building, which is an amazing thing.
Saves
Gotcha.
us money, so.
But line 5461, the third line up from the bottom, that buildings and ground, we're pretty sure that's a typo, and that's gonna get repaired, okay. Thank you.
So we'll take that down to 700. Do we need to add the generator in here because our, machinery and equipment of $10,000 is for a hose?
Yeah, it's the hose for the ladder. I mean, machinery and equipment, how much do they say it's gonna cost to repair the generator, Eric?
It's 65,
6,500?
Yeah.
So Suzanne, could you move that typo to another column that will have that available for that?
Yes, I'll move it to machinery and equipment.
Okay. Is that okay, council?
Yeah.
Because we need that generator. We need it desperately.
And how much did you say it was?
It's 6,800. I have to,
And
So
this,
just do 7,000?
yes.
and this is maybe just me, but $6,000 for repairs and maintenance on all vehicles in a year? What does that include? That's gotta include the
Oil
fire trucks?
changes the bulk of it.
Okay, okay.
Because
And
there's no labor cost because the city's mechanic does the work.
Oh,
Now,
okay, okay.
If it went
good to
out
know.
for repair because there was some major, thing occurred to one of those motors or one of those transmissions,
Yeah.
then we would be having a meeting in here on a Tuesday deciding, if we can take money out of whatever to make that repair. But, fire truck engines are extremely expensive now.
Yeah,
And they have components that they never had. It used to be a fire engine. When you bought one, it went up in value for the first few years, then it would start to drop off at 2 to 5%. Now they cost so much to start with, and you wait so long to get one.
yeah.
The cost of repair, I don't know It's not even here. I mean, an engine, we'd be spending $100,000 now,
Oh, I know, I mean,
you know?
and I got it cheap, I gotta believe one tire is $1,500 on one of those bad boys, right?
So what happens on fire truck tires, he's right, but what happens is the age gets them. And when they do the annual inspection on the truck, once those tires have aged out, they gotta be, all 8 have gotta be changed.
Did they let them go 7 years on those trucks?
8, I think it is.
8 years?
I think so. It's not very long. No, I know when you look at them, they look brand new when they take them off,
Yeah,
but it's required that they be replaced.
yeah. Okay,
Vans and sidewalks.
thank you.
And just as a fact, they just finished the pump test and they all did good. They all passed pump test.
Excellent.
Okay, those changes in the fire department, they would now be a 12% increase. Moving on to code enforcement, they're requesting a 2% budget increase, their total budget $178,065.
Can a couple of questions, please?
Okay,
Other contractual services being cut in half, what's going away?
that was, demolishing,
Tearing buildings down.
so we estimated that we didn't have as many that we would have to demolish next fiscal year.
You know, I've heard the council ask questions about animal control in the past. Maybe Tony or the mayor knows this. How many times do we have to call them to actually utilize their service?
A lot.
A lot?
It's not us calling, it's citizens.
Sometimes people call them as well, not just us, but
That's-
they don't always come.
$48,000 annually out of our budget?
Yeah.
If you call them, it's billed to us. If you call them again 3 or 4 times that week for the same animal,
Yeah.
it's billed to us every time they come out.
Every time.
So, aren't they Bay County? Okay, so,
It's other contractual services though. I mean, we don't have a dog catcher. If we did, we'd have no place to put them.
yeah,
And, that means I'd have to hire somebody,
yeah,
give them a benefit package. It's cheaper to let the county handle it.
yeah.
48,000, I used to think to myself, God, we could do that for so much less. I wish they were more assertive. That's what I wish they were.
They handle what, strays and nuisance animals like alligators
Everything.
and bears?
No, they don't do farm
Oh, so-
animals. They don't do,
FWC does.
Oh, they don't do nuisance animals? huh?
no, they do cats and dogs.
Oh, okay, so you're
Parakeets.
just talking about, really just cats and dogs, $48,000 a year?
Yeah,
They'll
Sir?
only handle domesticated animals.
yeah. No farm animals. I mean, they don't collect, we've had them come for a pig. I
And
mean,
it's gotta be illegal for a private company to do that, right?
I
That's-
think animal control from, I'm not sure what they call them, but Fish and Wildlife.
FWC comes for the alligators, the bears,
The nuisance animals.
Right.
And then, but just so animal control only takes care of dogs and cats? And
Parakeets. Yeah,
That's it?
that's it.
For $48,000?
Right.
Just seems high.
It's a good job. It's a good business.
Especially if it's coming out of our
Depends on how
budget.
many calls.
Yeah, it could be more than that. It's gonna be more than that in a year.
Yeah, okay,
But see, it's not just us calling, the people can call them too, you know?
yeah,
And, then they have to collect money from the caller once they've grabbed the dog and they take it down there, then you gotta pay to get it back.
yeah.
And, actually 48's a bargain.
It is, okay.
It is a bargain.
It just jumped out,
Unfortunately.
at me, and now knowing that they don't take care of alligators and bears.
They didn't have a
it
truck big
seems like
enough.
that's a pretty good job if I'm just dealing with parakeets and cats and dogs.
Yeah.
It just,
And the parakeets, they got special cage for them and,
yeah,
and we deal with the snakes and lizards.
and the snakes and lizards, yeah, fire department gets the snakes.
okay, well, thank you for that explanation.
More than all restaurants in town.
More restaurants. Yeah, good point. And it's a good thing that you didn't identify which type of restaurant.
Right.
Because we're being filmed.
That's right.
Very good, Mr. Chapel.
Moving on to our trash department, they have a 2% increase, in their overall budget request, up to $302,184. Any
And,
questions on
yes,
trash?
is that 2 people salaries?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And those salary increases, those are consistent with what we see, looks like about a 6% increase? That,
Yes,
yeah,
everybody, yeah.
pretty consistent, okay. And then, fuel and lubricants, going down, what, more efficient trucks?
Less runs.
Less runs, okay.
Any additional questions on Mr. Trash?
You think that, the disposal fee's gonna stay the same, huh?
Yeah, less runs, keeping it around the same.
We're going less runs, but we're getting more weight in trucks. So we'll send a truck going a little light, they're making sure that we have, that's why you see like that pile that sits in the yard up front or whatever, they make sure they grab that other stuff and top off, and so we don't have light trucks.
Now, some of that stuff, we ought to have the fire department, practice on putting out fires, see?
Be looking at you, Chapel, if we have any set fires.
Our street department is actually a 4% decrease. They budget would go down to 2,162,884, and that includes 1.5 million
Yeah.
for street paving using the infrastructure funds.
I've lost you, where are we at?
I should have put page numbers on this, I'm sorry.
That's okay, are we on page 8?
549.
So we're past trash, are we in street department right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Questions, please? Street lighting, is that, what is that, maintenance of the lights, electricity, what is it?
We pay FPL for the streetlights.
Yep.
Okay.
So all streetlights in the city, that's our light bill.
Okay.
Are you on the
I'm on
utilities then?
street department, street lights, and then the last line is improvements other than buildings.
Yeah, that's the street paving.
Street paving, yeah.
You said streetlights, and that also made me think about the revenue that we get from the state for the DOT, the streetlights, so I wanted to make sure we were talking about the same thing.
Very good. And then the questions on that paving, Tony, I know that you had said you try and time that because asphalt is directly related to the price of petroleum. We still trying to time that?
But the bids will get opened at the first meeting in September, and then we'll see how much of an increase this war and stuff has caused on fuel.
Yeah.
All that means, Mr. Rega, is we'll do it, but we won't do as many if it costs that much.
Yeah,
So instead of 10 streets, we might do 6,
yeah,
because the price goes up. The
Yeah.
longer we've waited, unfortunately, the price of the mill has gone up, the blacktop's gone up.
yeah. And the longer you put off maintenance, the more pricey
That's
the
right.
repair gets.
We got
yeah.
holes in Parker and some of the streets you could lose a
Yeah.
car in.
I just, I saw it was identical to last year, so that's why I thought maybe you
But
were
it's just
trying
hard
to.
to justify an increase if I can't prove the increase from last year. Last year's, that's what we thought it is. This year, we're hoping it's gonna be that, but if I had to be realistic, I think it's gonna be closer to 2.
Yeah,
But even if I increased it to 2, it's all still coming after the half-cent money. It's not coming out of our revenues. It's coming out of half-cent sales tax.
yeah. Thank you.
Our fleet department, 549, is also a 4% decrease. Their overall budget is 57,271.
Is that one person in that
That is
salary
half.
line?
That's
Half a person.
Of FTE.
So
But,
part-time person?
It's not a part-time person, it's a full-time person, it's mechanic, and he's allocated to multiple departments. So half of his salary is. Parks is a decrease of 21%. Their overall budget request is 329,494.
Right.
It's for 2 employees, providing the walkway repairs. We budgeted $50,000 for a loading dock and concrete boat ramp at Donaldson Point and a lawnmower.
And salaries have gone down, so did we get rid of somebody and hire somebody new at a lower cost? Just wondering. You know, it's not consistent with the other salary increases.
If they're new hire, the starting rate's lower.
Yeah,
We do have one that's a little, so we did,
Mr. Summerlin, you asked a question about the salary.
She's looking what she has
yeah,
here.
we have one that started lower than what we had budgeted last year.
It's based upon the date of hire, probably, right? Yeah,
okay, good, good deal.
But there, we are still budgeting for that person to.
absolutely.
To receive the $1 increase.
Yeah, everybody gets the dollar.
And on that same area, Parks and Department, pretty significant difference in machinery and equipment, so we bought everything we needed in 2025, 26.
Last year, we bought a truck, so that's why it was so much higher. This year, all we need is a lawnmower.
It's back
Just
to
a
normal
mower.
now.
I got you.
Tony, are people doing the dock, or is that being hired out?
It'll be all hired out.
Gonna hire it out?
Any other question on parks? Okay. Next page, we have our transfer to our CRA. We're estimating Parks' contribution will be $150,848. So this is the increase in the tax basis of the, property within the CRA. Overall, we have total estimated revenues increasing at 3%. Our overall expenditures are decreasing at 20%. You will note that the general fund ends in a deficit of $617,921.
So,
This deficit is covered by utility department,
Yep.
and we'll see that at the end. Moving on to fund, go ahead.
couple questions about that. So the big difference there between last year's budget and this year's budget was the cost of the fire truck being dropped off, right?
Yes.
So we're showing almost a $618,000 deficit on revenue versus what we're gonna spend? Okay. And then, are we pretty comfortable with that CRA number, 273,347?
That is the 273 is the estimated county contribution.
Right.
And then underneath that, the interfund transfer, that's the contribution from the city coming in at 150.
150, yeah. And that's that TIF tax?
Yes.
Also, once this budget's approved and we know those numbers, we're gonna have a meeting, council, because you are the members of the CRA board, and we're gonna
Yes.
make some decisions on what we're gonna spend that money on.
Yeah. Having
So
just,
there's a formula for these calculations that has to be followed, so these are based on the calculation.
Mayor brought up a really good, the other day, we were going through with the planner, the area of the CRA, and what we had in our LDRs were different from what we had in the comprehensive plan. It was larger.
It's fixed now.
It was larger in the comprehensive plan, which would have added to that CRA billing.
Right.
Are we billing, this isn't on you, I'm just wondering, because it's a much larger area than we had believed it was. And that was the legal aspect of it, because that's what we have with the state, you know, the area was larger. There was a big dogtail up towards Cherry Lane, and then there was a combination of it right here, you know, right through, you know, from 98, and as we make the curve, all of that was included. So, in the old days, some of those businesses over there wouldn't have been included in that. I'm just wondering if we're billing properly, because that number would go up if we had eliminated those open areas.
So this is the.
Humboldt County Tax Appraiser's Office, what you use, right?
Based on our initial tax base
Yeah.
that was in the original CRA when it was filed.
Okay,
That is what these numbers are from, the difference in the increase. So the CRA, I think, was started in '06 or '07, somewhere in that timeframe.
Yep.
That tax base is what everything is calculated on. So we didn't start having the value increases until recently.
Until they went up.
We also didn't have abhorrent
Yeah.
tax revenue.
so that 273, that's just the difference between 2006, 7, and 8, and what it is now, because we get to take that's why we get this money, because it's
Correct.
beyond the baseline that's the TIF tax,
That
right?
is the TIF tax.
Yeah.
So this is what the county receives in tax revenue above and beyond what, because we've increased their tax basis, right?
Right.
With improving that area, we've
Yeah.
increased their tax basis. So this is the additional revenue that they get off of that. They have to send it to us.
Suzanne, should we audit what we currently get to make sure we're getting all the properties?
I mean, if there is something that maybe there was a discrepancy.
Yeah, we got a couple of maps that are slightly different. So we met on, what we're gonna meet on Tuesday. We've been debating for the last month, the ear and the other forms necessary to do the LDR. But we discovered that there was some slight discrepancies between the maps that we had received. And, that's what he's referring to. So maybe,
I think that would be a conversation that needs to be had with the property appraiser.
Yeah,
to make sure
yeah,
that everybody agrees
yeah, that sounds good.
what properties are there.
We could just look at the map the property appraiser is using.
Yeah,
and
we
if
have
it's-
that.
If it's the old one,
Yeah.
then we know we're not getting all of our money.
Right.
If it's the new one, then we know we are.
Yep.
Okay, all right, good deal.
Okay, so, in order to balance this budget, I did put in, $421,000, for improvements throughout the CRA, and those projects are not decided on. They would be decided on by the CRA board, but I wanted to be able to put money in the budget so that projects could take place next year. Any questions on CRA?
I need to process what you just said.
Okay.
Okay, so we're 617, we're gonna spend 617,000 more than we're gonna take in, right?
You're back to general fund.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tie it all together, because I think what you had just said is that we're, in terms of CRA, we're spending the 420, okay, the 421 just has to match the 273 and the 150 is what you're,
Yes,
okay.
That makes it-
Okay,
CRA.
Yeah.
I was blending the two, I'm sorry,
And
Suzanne.
if we don't
I'm the
have a
newbie.
budget line item for improvements, then technically no one can spend any money in the CRA, so I put the current year's projected income as the improvements that we
Okay.
would do in next year, so that there would be something there. We can always do a budget amendment if
Okay.
necessary.
So back to that general, that 600, we call it $618,000. Where will we get that from?
Utility funds.
We'll pull that from the utility fund.
Yes, sir.
And that's a bank somewhere?
That is revenue that the utility department generates. So prior to our avalorium, our entire city was funded off of the utility department.
Okay,
So
okay.
once the avalorium took place, then we were able to, general government now generates more revenue, so it doesn't need as much money from general government, or
Okay.
from utility fund. But you can see it still operates at a deficit.
The goal, Mr. Rega, is to get to the point where we won't use utility to run general government.
I see,
That is the goal.
yeah,
But it might take us a little bit longer, because it takes a while to generate it.
yep. Well, we gotta have what we have to have. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So CRA budget, is there. Okay, moving on to utility fund. So again, this is our water revenue budgeting in a two-phase increase, 3% effective 10/1, 2.7% effective 1/1, and then 2.7% is what the county is putting towards us, or to us as well.
Okay, I gotta go back to the sewer taps. So, we're talking about sewer taps are $500 a piece, is that right?
They're $640 per tap. Oh, sorry, water tap. Sewer tap's $500, yes.
500. So, we're only saying we're gonna have 12 taps in the next year? Is that possible? And how would apartments work? You know, is that one tap, or is that every apartment tap?
You're looking at impact fees, I don't know, the impact fees is what the revenue is. So you're looking at that, like on the water taps, that's 1,000 per tap, so we're looking at 8 taps possibly for this next year. And then-
Just 8?
Yeah, just 8, so it's 8 water taps and 8 sewer taps is what's being budgeted. But right now, we have no major development of anything in planning in a review that would take fruition in this next fiscal year. It could walk in the door any minute,
Okay.
but I'd hate to inflate a revenue that we don't have.
Oh, no, absolutely agree.
Tony, we actually have budgeted for 12 taps, 12 water and 12 sewer, because the water taps are $640, and we budgeted $76.80, that's 12 taps. And then sewer taps we budgeted $6,000 at
Okay,
$500.
I'm sorry, I was looking at water, the impacts, you're up top, okay, sorry.
It's 12.
So it's 12.
And that's okay. If that's a conservative number, it's gotta be an estimate anyway.
I mean, everything that we have in right now in development is paid all their fees.
To me, it
So
just
as of
seems,
today, we don't have anything.
yeah, and to me, it just seems low, because of all the new construction, single-family dwellings.
If they're new homes on a lot that had a house, you don't get a tap fee.
That's the biggest thing that's been hurting us, is most
You see
of
what
these
I'm saying?
vacant lots that have water and sewer.
If you have a vacant lot and the house that once was there is gone,
Oh,
the
but-
new house doesn't pay a tap fee
But
because
if
it's
it's-
already there.
But if it's a vacant lot.
If there's nothing ever been there, then we get a
that's
tap fee.
Yeah.
Right.
But most of these new houses you see going up already had water and sewer there.
Yeah.
And you get nothing for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I get it. You know, we're running out of space for a new
The
development.
biggest thing
Okay.
is we gotta look for the, the stuff downtown the Parkway that's never been developed, that's when we'll start.
That's why the water line went in, and that's the benefit to it.
Okay.
He asked a
And,
question that I'm not positive about. The hotel just gets the one tap fee, don't they?
Yes.
They
but it's
just
a
go in with an
multiplier.
8 or a 6 or,
Yeah, it's a multiplier. It's all
yeah, it's a
by
multiplier.
how
That's
big
for,
the
that's for
meter is.
revenue, but for the tap fee, you only get the one.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, and wasn't there something about, maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but didn't that sewage was going into Parker's sewage lines, right? From the
Marriott
hotel?
will be going to Callaway.
Say it again?
Marriott will go to Callaway.
Okay, but because Callaway had been pumping into Parker, it was about a wash, is that right?
No, they gave us a little bit of revenue back for what they owed us.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
good.
So basically what we do now is at the end of the physical year, we track everything that we have sent that way, and then we send them a check, and they track everything they send our way, and they send us a check.
Okay.
And we hope they send more to us than we send to them,
Right-
because
right
the
now,
check's
we-
bigger.
right now,
All right.
Alright, so overall, our charges for service up to 3.5 million.
Can I make an observation?
Yes, sir.
We have one of the lowest poverty rates of all of the surrounding towns. It's significantly, it's only 6.8% here in the city of Parker. I mean, other cities are double or more that. Those penalties for water and sewer, I'm glad we're getting them, but I'm astonished at how many people must have to pay the damn things. So we have a lot of defaults with water and sewer. Okay.
We do. And while we're, something for you to think about, I know we're talking about the budget today, and we're not gonna talk about what I'm gonna mention to you,
Yeah.
is I have wanted for some time, and I do today, I'd like to take our debt, uncollected debt, and sell it to a repo company.
Collections, yeah.
So if they owe me $500,000 and they wanna give me 250,000, then them collect $500,000, that would be good, smart business, cause we are not collecting it right now.
Yeah.
And people skip on us all the time, and they end up owing us money, and, you know, how do you collect it if the water deposit doesn't cover the amount of water and sewer that they consumed?
Yeah.
And, something I'd like us to think about for the future, to put on the agenda very soon, to talk about voting on that, to see if we could sell that debt to a repo agency.
Mayor, how much uncollected debt is there right now?
It's about $500,000, ain't it, Tom?
We're
600
about almost 400,000.
400,000, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if somebody gave us 200,000 and we gave them the debt that we're not gonna collect anyway,
And about what's the rate that we're able to collect? So so 400,000, we are getting ready to write it off.
no, it just hangs out there.
Okay, but so it just sits there. Does it ever go up because the time element?
Yeah, it goes up because more people skip on you.
But I mean,
They
of
come
the
back.
existing debt, does the existing debt go up because as the debt becomes further and further out, there's no additional penalties? Just the initial penalty?
Yeah, this is the initial penalties, yeah.
So it just sits there?
I don't think you can charge interest on water and sewer.
Yeah.
Most places, if you sell a house and you're behind on your water bill and don't pay, most cities will make you pay their debt combined.
Before you can move in.
You put the water.
That's
But-
interesting.
I'm of the opinion, I've done the research on it, I will talk about it more in depth, and I'll get some information for you, but there are people out there that repo everything.
Yeah.
and they can come and collect on you when you thought you could get away with it, and they track you down for a couple $100 each. It's worth it to me
Yeah.
to get that money back for the people of Parker, even if we only get back half, because half is better than none.
Well, especially if we anticipate that we wouldn't get anything from it.
Right,
I mean,
that
if
is
somebody's
correct.
willing to give us a
That's
couple
been
$100,000.
years,
Yeah,
some of it.
yeah. And we might wanna tap Katie. She's in the repo business.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but that would have been who I got to tell us what to do.
All right.
As
Very
far
good.
as I know, I think you can collect interest on an unpaid water bill.
Can you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The other question I've got is, what's an average for like a single family home? What's an average penalty for being late? Is it $15 or something like that?
15% of the bill.
50%? And
15%.
1.5.
1.5? Yeah, 1.5? So,
It's disconnected, that's an additional $40.
oh, it's another additional $40. Okay, that's
If
a
it
key.
gets
If,
disconnected.
how often does it go that far?
Once a month, we do disconnect, so we give them several opportunities to pay by the 28th.
They even call them at home.
Okay, so we're really, and I see we separated it between water and sewer, whereas my water and sewer is all on one bill.
It's all on one bill. For our accounting purposes, we have our water department and our sewer department. We
Okay.
have our water department and our water and our sewer revenue. So, expenses are split 35-65, with more, the 65 being sewer. So we do break out the difference because I believe on the bill, there's a sewer charge, so there's
It breaks it down. Yes, ma'am.
So we actively collected last year about $85,000 in penalties. Okay, and those are people who still
Late
live
fees,
there. And
yeah.
penalties, late fees, reconnect fees, all of that stuff. And if you're talking, let's say $25, if you blend those people that have been shut off and have to be reconnected, you know, that's a lot. That's just a lot of times that those bills go late.
Well, you shouldn't worry about it because you're getting that money.
Not worried about it at all. I'm just astonished at how many times it's happening.
It's bad.
You know what I mean? It's a lot.
But I'm in the repo business, so I'm not astonished at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's just unfortunate enough people just
yeah,
don't prioritize bills.
yeah.
Or they think they aren't coming back,
Okay.
so they'll run up.
I'm sorry to take you down that rabbit hole, but I saw it and in disbelief.
Moving on to our, we have interest from CDs that we're estimating will, collect about $20,000. And then the impact fees, as Tony was mentioning earlier, budgeting for 8, water impact fees and 8 sewer impact fees. The miscellaneous revenue here is when, there is a new service, they need a new meter, transmitter, backflow, those things, that's the revenue line item.
And that's 3 people in that department, that water department?
It is multiple.
You got 5, but 3, I think 3 are water, 2 are sewer.
3?
Might be vice versa, might be 2 water, 3 sewer.
There's lots of allocation going on in the water department.
Yeah, that's right. You got also, staff, the utility perks were in that
So
salary also.
overall, it's, 13, but there's multiple, people that are not allocated 100% in there. No one actually is allocated 100%. Overall, it comes out to only 3.17 FTE.
I got you. Thank you.
So overall revenues would increase 6% in utility. Moving on to our water department, we have budgeted $50,000 for just water system improvement throughout the city. And they have requested a pickup truck, but their overall budget would decrease 4% to $940,265. On the sewer department, we have our cost of sewer that comes directly from the military point calculation that we
good increase in the accounting and auditing.
Yes.
And is that professional services going up?
The cost for the audit, yes, sir. And then they're also taking an allocation, they should have an allocation for the, upgrade to the software.
When we go, and when we go down to lift station maintenance, that 90,000, is that components, parts, or is that?
We pay a contract for the county to help maintain the lift stations. And
So-
then if we have to buy pieces of it, if the lift station needs it.
And then notice the cost of sewer went down, is that paid to Bay County?
Yes, and those calculations come from Bay County, so that is based on what they've provided us for the projections for next fiscal year.
Cost of sewer is going down also because we're trying to stop this INI, the rainwater infiltration.
Oh, yeah.
So we slow that, we stop the infiltration down, it stops what we have to get treated.
Very good.
So the next line item is our contingency line item, this is $150,000, this is what the city intends to, contribute to the savings account. So overall, for our utility funds, we would have total revenue of $3,597,093. We would have expenditures of $2,658,917 for a positive revenue of $938,176.
Need to jump,
That 900,000, that is what funds the general government's deficit of 618,000.
Suzanne, let me jump a little north of where you're at there. So it looks like the improvements other than buildings is doubling to 200,000, and the sewer department is, just curious what improvements are slated.
That's the $100,000 on our, overview, the sewer improvements. That's $100,000 for manhole linings to improve the infiltration of rainwater, and, just $100,000 in general sewer infrastructure repairs.
It looks like that advanced water treatment is gonna go up about 8-fold, 7-fold, something like that.
Yes.
What's being replaced there?
I can provide, those are numbers directly from the county, so I can provide you with the projections from them that has a little bit more details on that.
Yeah,
I don't
basically
know
what
off the top of my head.
they're starting to replace the components of the AWT that have yeared out.
You can see that the debt service has gone down, but the replacement components has gone up.
But we're not taking any new debt, we're just gonna pay for it, right, out of the general fund?
We're paying it out of water and sewer. So,
Or out of the water and sewer, yeah. Okay. So, how many you said it's timed out, it's dated out, so,
Like
Paid out our
basically,
portion.
the county's component sheet, whatever, they're having a replacement of components now, so they're having to change the pumps and stuff at the AWT plant, and that's we're all just paying by the breakdown that if you want, Suzanne gave you, all the joint ventures of that are all having to pay the percentage of the repairs needed over there.
It varies from size of the city and consumption.
okay,
What piece of
okay,
tile we
okay.
have.
What was the question, I'm sorry? Okay.
Is
Okay.
that it? I have that somewhere too. I can show you that. So overall, utility fund is a positive 938,000. On Fund 42 is our SRF loans. We are planning for that SRF water, sewer,
The sewer one.
sewer to be completed before this fiscal year is over, so you can see we do not have any, improvements there, we don't have any revenue coming in from debt proceeds. The only activity that will go back to, SRF is our debt service payments of $161,000. This brings, and also that will be covered from the utility fund. Overall, our total estimated revenues from the city is $9,081,638. It's a decrease of 33%. And then that's a big cut, but last year we had $5 million in debt proceeds from the SRF loan, so that's a big difference. total appropriations would decrease 40%. Again, $5 million last year in SRF improvements and a fire truck. One thing I do wanna note is that we have put in a reserve for the potential property tax loss for 27-28. So if you see that line item, reserve transfer for potential 27-28 property tax loss is 159,126. This amount is not the exact number that we have received from our property appraiser. This is just what we have left over in our budget, and we felt that we should save it in case Amendment 3 does pass. The property appraiser actually estimates that our tax loss is gonna be 169,736. These were based on numbers that he had on June 22nd when I requested this information from him. So it doesn't fully fund what we could expect next year. It's short about $10,000, but it helps us not go into a hole next year. I think the budget has been very conservative.
We have figured, council, and anticipated Amendment 3. We don't know yet what that will be, but we wanted to be able to be in a place where we were before the ad valorem taxes, because you remember we lived on water and sewer bills. So it could be we end up back there. We don't know, because I've not heard, and our accountants have not heard, and Suzanne and Ms. Dalton have not heard. They've got a plan to take this money away, but they haven't gave us a plan what they're gonna do to replace it. And I don't agree with it. I'm okay with them doing what they do, as long as they have a plan so that we aren't made to suffer. And, the people of Parker aren't made to suffer. But as it stands right now, we're good. We're good to go for another year.
Well, in just a general observation, it's gonna be about $170,000. We're spending about $160,000 less this year than we're
Exactly.
gonna take in revenue.
And that's based
So
on,
really,
it's a
you're
wash.
only looking at a delta of about $10,000
That is
in terms
correct.
of 2,000,
That is correct. If what happens, happens, if what we are being told, we'll know better on August the 31st when we go to this meeting, what's gonna happen. Potentially nothing's gonna happen. Maybe the whole thing will be thrown out the window.
Yeah.
But, we wanted to have a plan so that we didn't get caught short.
But, I mean, the fiscal responsibility's right here. We're already showing it. We're showing that we're spending $160,000 less than we're taking in this year.
Yeah,
And that's with a partial year
Yeah.
of full taxation benefits.
yes.
And when the last two lines that you have on your budget, I excluded last year's SRF and fire truck revenue because they didn't skew our budget. So I pulled out true operating revenues and true operating expenditures. So, from prior year, we would increase our revenue 6%, and our expenditures are only going up 5%.
Okay. Couple of questions, if I might. So, what large expenditures do you think could potentially upset this budget, that we could possibly have? Is there anything that could fail that we,
A hurricane,
see, another hurricane would be,
that would definitely do it.
yeah,
We would have to rethink this whole thing,
okay,
and we would,
yeah,
because we would do what we needed to do to survive.
yeah.
But we're in a better place now than we were.
But in terms of streets.
The
and
buildings are all
sand
properly insured,
and- Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
With this decision with PSNA, it makes me feel warm inside knowing that they could pick up a laptop
yeah,
and walk away, and even if the building is gone, we
Yeah.
can still do business sitting in the back of Tony's truck,
yeah.
you know? I mean, she could, she's got power, this is her answer to me, tell me what the benefit. We've got power, we're online, if we're online, we're doing business.
And we don't need-
Absolutely smart business to do that.
Squad cars, things like that, we know we've got one that is in the budget, but anything, do we have another fire truck-like expenditure that
No.
could possibly be in the next 5 or 10 years?
Probably no,
No,
in
okay,
5 years maybe,
okay.
maybe.
So really, a natural disaster might be the only thing that's gonna upset this
Or
thing.
something that's totally unpredicted.
Yeah,
Something, this is a good sound budget, it's
Yeah.
conservative as hell, and they did not. When we went over this as department supervisors with me and Ms. Dalton actually, and Suzanne, and the truth is, I actually looked at Tony, and I said, are you sure? Are you sure there's not more that we should get for Public Works?
Yeah.
But in the last 4 or 5 years, we've bought the things that we've bought, and they are in service, they're working, generators are up and running. All we can do is, if you approve the budget, move forward with the next year.
yeah. We're talking about generators like, at the pump, at the lift stations and everything around.
So those
throughout
are
everything runs.
100,000 plus. They're financed. I mean, they're not financed, but they're insured.
Yeah.
Things that could happen. I mean, it's just unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Those generators are paramount that we have them hooked to those lift stations. Otherwise, people after a bad electrical event where there's no power won't be able to flush their toilets like we had in the errors that were made in Michael. You learn from your mistakes. We're absolutely good now. If a tree fell down and crushed one, then we'd get another one and replace it as quick as we could. But the last time, Mr. Reagan, when we didn't have them in place, we had to go and borrow one from a city in South Florida, and we only got one, so we had to move it around the city at different lift stations and run it for 20 minutes here and an hour here just to be able to move the sewage. So we're not in that predicament anymore.
But anyway, at the end of the day, we don't have any predictable large expenditures for the next 5 or 10 years.
If a building burned down, they're all properly insured now.
Yeah,
They were underinsured. They are not underinsured now.
yeah. And let's say we do have a hurricane. What could be destroyed that's not currently insured? That would cost us money.
I don't know that the insurance would replace 100% of the loss. The way it generally works is FEMA would be involved. We would spend the insurance money up to the point that it ran out, and then we would reach out to FEMA for 75-25 with DEM. So it's hard to say for sure what those costs would be without knowing what we lost. But our buildings are not that valuable, and I mean, but when we know they'll sustain a force 5 hurricane,
Yeah.
because I seen it on radar when it happened.
Oh, yeah.
So the future is hard to say. I don't know. I'd like to build a new police station in the future, and
But we're not, we're probably talking beyond 5 years.
oh yeah, probably so.
Okay. But I was just wondering, so if a tree uproots a water line or a sewer line,
Yeah,
we take care of that. That's not covered by insurance.
Public Works will take care of that.
All right, so that's not a big deal.
No,
Okay.
no. Mr.
And all the
Summerlin's crew.
and all the buildings, if they got destroyed, they're insured for replacement, right?
So let's say the building's insured for 80,000, and the building replacement, because it goes up every day now, is 100,000. We would take the insurance money, and then we would reach out to FEMA, and we would file the forms to get that compensation back for the difference. And it's generally a 75-25. Well, if let's say they didn't pay for all of the difference, right? We would then have to go to savings and use that savings to put it whole again.
Okay.
We have no choice.
Yep.
And then sometimes the governor the last time said we'd go 100%. So we were, we had CDR, was it CDR McGuire? Yeah. Managed the money for us. We have a different organization now, but all of that would be taken care of first by insurance, well, first by us, and then by insurance, but there'll be no loss in service ever again, because Miss Stanley could take her laptop and go to wherever Miss Stanley goes in the other seat in Tony's truck, and they can sit in the parking lot and they can do business right there.
Yeah, that's
And
a
we
huge,
can hold court at the gazebo, whatever we needed to do.
yeah, no, that's a necessary upgrade.
Yeah.
To do it, yep, perfect. Let me ask you a question. Did we get through this whole thing?
We did.
So do we need to have another?
I don't know yet. I was gonna ask you.
My question that I would like answered is, 2, 3 years down the road, when you first started this with the Avalon tax, about putting it on the business commercial and taking it off the homeowner?
Well, the first thing we gotta do, Ms. Barrow, is the water line had to be in. It turned it on the 10th of October, I think, Mr. Summerlin. Once that water line was turned on, it gave us property on Tyndall Parkway that we never had before available for construction. As soon as that starts to happen and more commercial properties come online, that's when the council will have to decide if they wanted to move to commercial ad valorem and non-residential ad valorem. In this year's budget, we're certainly not there because we don't know what the governor's office is gonna do. And when we talked about that years ago, we didn't know that the county's ad valorem was gonna get cut also, or the property tax. So, I can't give you a good answer right now because I have no idea what is gonna occur in November, if anything. But
Well, what did we commit to? What was the original
there was no
commitment?
commitment.
No,
Okay.
there wasn't a commitment. When the mayor and the council voted on the Avalon tax, the future of 2, 3 years or whatever down the road, cause we thought we had this, building gonna be built down here,
Yeah.
and we'd make up for it if we took it off, residential property and just left it on the commercial business properties
Yeah,
for the Avalon tax, with the hotel going up and all, that would make up for what we would be losing on the residential tax.
Well, no, we would take the number what residential was and then make it that the commercial taxes consume that amount and that they wouldn't have to put it on residential.
will the ad valorem tax be removed, though, if the voters vote in November of this year, the elimination of the $150,000 deduction?
$50,000 deduction goes to 250, right?
Well, it's 50 now. It'll go to 150 in 2027, then it'll go to 250 in 2028.
Right, well, that's the plan for recovery. That's a bad plan.
I know, but if the voters voted in,
Then the ad valorem will not go away.
well, for every home under 250,000, it will.
Yeah,
So according to the data that I got from the property appraiser, after the exemption goes to 150, we will have 368 parcels left that would be above 150.
so when it got to 250, what did we have
We would only have 122 left.
that were paying property tax?
Once it goes, if it goes all the way to the $500,000 level, we would only have
How many?
13.
Yeah, we got 5 new $500,000 homes being built on Tyndall Parkway. Now the water's up and running. But, I don't know. I can't give you an answer, Ms. Barrow, because I don't know where we're gonna be financially.
But I think, and then of course, even when it goes to the 250 level, it's gonna be equated to, inflation. So, the year after that, it might be 255,000, 260,000, et cetera, so.
Of course, the property values are going up at the same time.
Yeah.
That means that they're gonna meet the return. According to commercials I seen on TV, they're saying the average house in Florida is 500,000. Now, if that's the case, it's,
Yeah, I'm just trying to determine whether or not the ad valorem tax has to go away, because it sounds like this is gonna eliminate it for 95% of the homes. So, once it goes, in 2027, it's gonna go to any home, appraised at less than 150. 2028, it's gonna be any home appraised at less than 250.
250.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be equated
That's a lot of
to-
houses in Parker that are gonna be
Oh,
250 or
oh,
less.
yeah, I think the numbers we showed a couple of weeks ago was that the average was 238, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be most of them.
Unless the price of unless it start to drop, the
Yeah.
market goes south.
But if we said it was gonna be dropped off in 2 or 3 years, and that's how it was initially portrayed, well, I see that as a commitment, right? And we did-
We never said that.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
correct. That is
Okay.
not correct.
Okay.
I discussed with people that it would be my goal as we moved on in the future to offset that 3% by using it as commercial tax only. But we didn't have a time frame. We didn't have a window. We certainly didn't know we were gonna lose this property taxes.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is gonna be, if this happens, there's gonna be some pretty big changes that is gonna happen across the state. And I think that we'll know better on the 31st when you guys go with me to this meeting to find out what they're gonna tell us is gonna happen. And I think that then we'll have a better mindset of what we need to do for the future. Because I do not support more tax, that's for damn sure.
Yeah. But putting it in perspective, so 2027, it's gonna impact our bottom line by $160,000, right?
Right,
Okay, so
next year.
of the, well, give us the total revenue for 2027, or 2026, 27?
Including utility or?
Everything, yeah. Total, 9 million and change?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So
9 and
9
change.
million and change, and we're only talking about $150,000 in 2027?
Yeah,
And then 2028, we're only talking about $250,000, right?
We would lose, once the value goes up to 250, we would lose an additional 70,000.
Okay, so we're only talking about a budget change of $220,000. That's not the end of the world. By a long shot, it's not the end of the world.
It's not detrimental.
Yeah.
but it is a third of 3%.
Well, yeah, but it's $220,000.
And
We
you
can,
have 122 parcels left. in
Yeah.
value over
okay.
250.
I wanted to make sure that we weren't, the sky is falling concept. $220,000 on a $9 million budget, it could be done.
We just did it.
Yeah, yeah, well, actually, we did do it, that's right, this year. Because
We
we're
just
under
did it.
160,000 under what we're, what
We
we're
weren't gonna
receiving.
bring it to the council until it was ready, and we've done it. They've done it. They've done it. So what we need to know, council, is do we need to meet again? I hope I answered your question, Tanya, because I don't have a good answer. And I don't wanna tell you something that's not accurate. But I know that the council, that the county is not gonna cut theirs, that's for sure. We'll have to always pay the county tax. Okay,
Well, I think we need another meeting,
do?
because it's not gonna change nothing.
No, the budget's very simple. It's a simple budget. Okay, so we won't meet again, on Thursday, but we'll have our first public hearing on September the 9th. We'll publish this budget now that we've agreed to it. And we'll vote on it, the 24th of September, is that correct? Yep. All right. Mr. Chapel, you have anything else you wanna talk about?
Did you say the 9th or the 10th?
We had to change it to
It's, the next meeting is 9/9/26, 5:01 PM. Should be on the form, the letter you got.
I wrote that on my calendar's on the 10th.
There was a new letter sent out because of the school board meeting had to be
Yes.
changed.
Oh, so
It says at the top, there's a school board meeting, so
it's gonna be on the 9th?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Mr. Chapel, everything you wanna talk about?
That's it?
Well, that's it. Okay, Mr. Reagan?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, Ms. Barrow?
I was wondering, will the attorney be at the meeting tomorrow night?
I don't think so. What's tomorrow night? It's the regular council meeting, right?
But it had the,
The ordinance, it's the first.
It is the LDR. I don't think we need him. Do you think we need him?
will, is it Ray?
Raymond, he'll be.
Well,
there.
he's gonna come and speak to us.
He's gonna be talking though.
He's completely him. He was the one that was paid for by the county and by everybody to represent everybody in this correction. So, no, we don't, there was, no need for him to be there.
Well, they didn't say presentation by nobody, that's why.
Yeah, it's Ray Greer.
Rager.
Yeah. Do you have anything? Nothing? Okay, I have nothing. I appreciate y'all. Thanks.